Welcome to the weekly Tall Talk. My name is Xavier, and we have a very special episode for you today. If you're new to the show, every week we set up a topic with a short story or would you rather question, and today we have a second part to a would you rather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
our first two-parter.
Two-parter right here. Yep. I'm excited to get into this, but before we start the second part, got to introduce my co-host here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Cale,
Know those
Corey.
guys.
Yeah.
I know these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cale.
Intimately.
Corey.
No. You pointed at the wrong
Those were
people.
the wrong people, but hell yeah, brother.
That is us.
Yeah, I tried to. No, you're Cale.
Okay, well,
You're me now.
I'm Cale. I did great today. I played basketball. I lifted weights. I hugged my wife, Debbie.
Hell yeah.
As you know, I went to work at the DWP and I drove a car.
That's an eventful
nice.
day.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Corey,
Oh.
how you doing?
I'm pretty good. It was another beautiful day in Los Angeles. I rode out on my bike today.
Ooh.
Caught a few glimpses of some things I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
moving forward, it was good exercise.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good. We had some Mexican food.
That's true. We did. We had a
Oh,
burrito.
This is,
Yeah.
we met up for that. Xavier didn't care to join us. He said, I'm the host.
He
You
did.
guys get out of my face.
He did not want to join
No,
us.
he said,
No.
I'd rather die. And I said, I hope you do. And we enjoyed our meal. We came back and now we're here recording in my car.
Love
and, you blew us off earlier, but how
Yeah.
are you now that you've blown us off?
I'm good.
Yeah, thanks for stepping in.
I'm doing good.
You stepped in it.
I stepped in it.
Stepped
I
in the
really-
world of pain.
I really stepped in it, and I gotta throw away some shoes. I
New shoe budget.
don't clean them; just throw them
No.
away. Like,
No.
Oh, if they get dirty
I
at
wondered
all?
why. He was buying shoes every other month.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I
if you
do
want
not
to fund
scuff,
Xavier's
they're done.
shoe problem, go to patreon.com. No, is it too early? for
Oh,
that?
it's too early
sorry,
for
I
a
can't
plug-a-rooney.
think of it.
yeah, you know, I miss those landmines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step on them all the time.
Well,
Anyways,
speaking about stepping on landmines,
yeah.
let's
Get
see
into
what this
this.
show brings.
Let's
Hell
do it. So
escape.
we're doing a part 2
Wow.
to our previous episode that everyone's heard
Yeah.
about religions,
Bad religions.
bad religions,
And Big Brother.
and Big Brother.
The
Part
biggest
one.
brother, the brother you hate.
The biggest brother.
I don't
Exactly.
hate any of
Oh,
my
you hate
brothers.
him. Oh, you hate him.
Fuck, okay.
I love my
All right.
brother, but he's not my big brother.
No,
So
you're the
then it
Big
doesn't
Brother.
I'm the big brother.
Oh, you're the
Yeah.
tyrant.
Uh-oh.
The Tyrant King.
Yes.
Damn it. Part
So,
2,
what-
though.
yeah,
Our
well,
first
what-
part 2. I'm excited.
Yeah, give
Yeah.
people
Cool,
a little
man.
bit of recap.
Yeah,
Maybe
let's- so-
read the last question, or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Let me tell you how to host.
Yeah.
Fucker.
This is what we talked about at dinner.
I'm sorry about that, Cale. I know.
We're doing this. We're going to do this.
Oh,
the
yeah,
time.
whole
Okay,
time, whole
rock
time,
on.
whole time.
Rock on.
It's the bit now.
Hey, let's roll with it.
So, for those who do not remember, the would you rather of our previous first part of this, Bad Religion's Big Brother, is would you rather directly infiltrate an organization? You'll take part in their daily practices and or rituals and develop personal relationships with members of the congregation. Your mission is to gather intel on the group with the intent to dissolve it completely. Or would you rather recruit people from an up-and-coming nonprofit collective whose aim is to end world suffering using the idea of equity through conscription?
Very nice.
Yeah.
So that was our previous Would You Rather.
Yeah.
And we all picked, I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, I was going to directly infiltrate the group,
Right.
an organization, taking part in their practices and really getting as close as I can to as many people as I can before I destroy their entire livelihood and worldview.
That sounds very on brand.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
on
already
brand.
used to it.
I like it.
And
Corey did.
Corey, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I chose to start my own, not a cult, a
No, not a cult.
collective. A
Yes.
collective.
Nonprofit
No.
collective.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We can't say cult.
No.
No cults.
Yeah.
Just groups.
Yeah. Groups.
Dedicated groups.
Uh-huh.
Dedicated members. Very
Very dedicated.
dedicated members. You're going to do it.
You don't have a choice.
No, it's conscription.
Yeah.
That was my choice. And Xavier,
My choice was to recruit people for an upcoming nonprofit as well.
there we go.
All right. Got to end
So
that
you
one.
and I did the right choice.
We did.
Once again, Cale goofed it.
Cale, he done goofed it, guys.
Hey, but you still let me in, and I'm taking part. I want to see what's going on.
Ooh.
Maybe you can sell me.
Oh, here we go
on
again.
what
Another
you're trying to
conversion camp.
Come on down to the brainwashing area.
You can. I had a joke that I wasn't going to go on with.
Oh, was it going to hit?
Yeah,
Was it going to be a
it was
little
going to
spicy?
be conversion camp joke, but
Yeah,
a lot of
Conversion
kids
camp.
had problems with that, so I wasn't going to.
Darn.
Yeah,
Lobotomy part.
Well,
Dr. Phil lobotomy.
Oh,
the
Yeah,
philotomy,
get ripped.
philobotomy,
Phil lobotomy.
Philobotomy.
Shut the hell up.
So let's jump into our second part.
Number 2.
Number 2. So we had our recap of what our choices were, right, guys?
Right.
So,
Yeah,
We're back on the
Um,
same page again.
yeah. Cale wanted to start a infiltration.
I'm going to infiltrate. Yeah.
You're going to infiltrate.
Yeah.
Corey wants to start up a new nonprofit, just
I'm
like
in.
me.
Mhm.
We're going to
Just
end.
we're ending around the ground
world
level.
suffering. Okay.
You and I.
Yes.
You and me. Us.
So now I've heard some great news recently.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Cale just bought a new gun,
Oh, sure did. Very nice.
and I love it. All about it.
It's a nice looking gun.
Ooh. You knew
Okay.
I'd like that guy.
You knew I like that gun. Cale, can you tell us about the new gun you got and the church you started?
Oh.
That's right. He also started a
Yes.
church in the
Yeah.
interim between the last episode and this
Yeah,
one.
it's his nonprofit.
So
Yeah.
it is my nonprofit. So I
Yeah.
guess I was converted.
You
I still want to infiltrate, but I want to infiltrate my own conglomerate.
Well, you're
No.
infiltrating
Yeah.
the government through this religious nonprofit.
Oh, it's all coming together.
Right, right.
Well, I bought myself my first legally owned gun,
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
a
Oh, yeah, that's true.
pistol from Springfield Armory,
excellent.
and I am stoked about it.
Hell yeah.
I get to get it tomorrow. It's getting out of jail, like
Yeah.
Xavier said earlier.
Yeah, it's in gun jail.
Free the gun.
Yeah, it's getting out of gun jail.
And I am very happy about that. Excited to pick it up.
Yeah.
And it'll be displayed proudly at the gun church that I've opened.
Excellent.
Nice. In the Bible, you open up the book, it's right there.
It's right
Oh,
there,
dude,
just
That
facing
is
towards
God's
you. though.
word.
Facing
Yeah.
towards you. You get to meet him. You open the book, you meet him.
There it is.
It's over. Very
Yeah.
quick, one-way ticket.
It's your holster. The Bible is your holster.
Yeah.
Answer the phone, Randy.
Who knew God's answer came wrapped in a full metal jacket?
Damn. Very convenient. Streamlined.
Yeah. The great
That is
equalizer.
Jesus's Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's part of it.
Brass. Brass.
And another group that I'm not going to give credit to because I want the credit.
Yeah.
But there will be bullet crowns.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
directly stealing that, but
I love
they should
it.
not be named.
That'd be sick. What do we worship in gun church?
The guns,
The gun is
the power
good.
of the barrel, the size of the clip, and the bullets that do God's work.
The gun is
Yeah.
good.
The blessing weapons has kind of always been a thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, blessing
they do.
swords,
Yeah.
blessing.
There's a Russian Orthodox videos that I've seen of the priests over there blessing the weapons for the Russians in the invasion of Ukraine.
Right.
They're out
Oh,
there in the
okay.
field, like throwing holy water on their already rusted AKs.
So here's a terrible
Damn it.
thing. They're trying to bless them and also clean them.
At the same time.
Yeah. It's like a 409 mixture on that bad boy. But
Oh,
yeah, no,
blood
they've
and
always
elbow
been
grease.
kind of thing blessing swords, blessing
Yeah.
weapons throughout history.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And weapons have already been like counted as divine. You know,
Oh.
divine swords, divine spears.
Right.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it the
true.
spear of divinity? The most
Or-
deadly spear in human history, the one that
Yeah.
killed Jesus?
Oh, the Spirit of
Spirit of
Destiny?
Destiny.
That one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one that pierced his side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He went, ow!
Damn it. Get
They
that
got
away
me.
from me.
What the hell?
Dad,
What
Why
the
you
hell
do
is
something
that?
about this.
Stab me. What the hell?
Let these
down from
guys
here.
get the giant sticks. No, but doing that and in our church, much like the other yahoos out there,
Uh-huh.
we're blessing all those AKs. We're
Oof.
blessing all those ARs. We're blessing everything.
Yeah,
That's what I like to hear.
that's good.
If God didn't want us to have guns, we wouldn't have them.
Right?
That's true.
Would
That's
he give
true.
us the ability to make them, wield them?
Little
show
known
'em
fact,
off.
that's
Right.
also in the Bible.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's all the
Carry a
evidence
weapon.
we need.
Exactly. Self-defense. Perfect. I love all of it.
No notes.
No
No,
notes.
no. Nice. See you at church. Insert a bunch of gun sounds right there.
Yeah. Well, I love the sound of that church, Cale. And I'm happy that you got the Springfield.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
I'm really
Yeah,
looking
going to
forward
do
to
some
it.
testing. We're
Yes.
actually going to post some of the footage on social media.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
on
Yeah, we're
range
gonna do
day.
Planning
It's
the
gonna be
range
good.
day. With, a few of us going out there. So that's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Have a little friendly competition.
Yeah, that'd be
See if I
awesome.
shoot some shooting some pot.
We're gonna shoot our
some
shots.
Shoot some 2-liters, shoot some jugs. Hopefully, film it all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go on
absolutely.
social.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be having that uploaded to our YouTube at the Weekly Tall Talk.
Yes.
Wow.
That'd be
Watch it. Please.
Learn from it.
Please.
Learn. Enjoy. Join us next time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's all about fun. Do you think militias are necessary in this day and age? Now we're thinking of firearms,
Churches, and people
and
being armed.
arming
Armed
everywhere.
themselves and having, we have a militia, it's in our constitution. That's probably my second amendment.
Well-regulated militias.
Regulated,
Don't you?
All the legal jargon won't confuse us.
So what do you guys think about that? I mean, with today's, the climate of the world is,
It's about 70 degrees.
well, I was going to say not good.
Oh, it's nice and light here.
Just summer. Just
It's the blue skies.
It's bright and sunny
no
out here.
clouds.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what separates a mercenary group from a militia? The act of them actually getting paid?
I think so.
That's the only reason,
Yeah,
right?
the mercenary groups just getting paid their arms for hire.
Right.
They're also not necessarily bound to one nation.
Yeah,
They could just work for whoever, right?
Yeah,
So
and most
more
militia groups are for
nationalism.
the nation that you're
Okay.
Yeah.
currently in.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about that
and I
earlier.
think
was
states
curious.
in the United. I think I remember reading this. I didn't know this until
Until you learned it.
I learned it
Yeah.
like a year or so ago. That California and other states have their own militia that they have. Florida has their own militia.
The one that they just started though.
They've always had that in their because every state has their own constitution.
Huh.
And
Ooh.
in the California state constitution, let me see if I can pull it up. It says something in there about having a militia,
Okay.
about a state.
But
for,
is there an established militia of California?
let me
out-
find out. I
'cause
don't
it's
know.
not like the National Guard. It's like
No,
a specific,
no, it's not
the
the
National Guard is
specified.
federal.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's all military.
Yeah,
Because the
military
militia would
groups.
just be the people, the citizens of the states. Let's see.
Yeah, we
Well,
could have
to
hella
answer the
numbers.
question though, are militias
Yeah.
relevant to this day and age? I would say so. Like
Mm-hmm.
thinking about being like we've talked on the show about like understanding defense and first aid and things like that. But as you kind of stated, like in this day and age, there's a lot of shit that's going on right now across the world.
That's for
There's
sure.
like we mentioned, like there's the fighting in Ukraine and Russia right now.
Right. Yeah.
Or
the
Ukraine
conflicts there.
from Russia, I
Right.
should say.
Mhm.
Like a good portion of Africa is like currently in chaos and
Yes.
on the edge of a war. And then China's trying to escalate things by escalating tensions with Taiwan.
Mhm.
So, the militia, as we're saying, like really serves as the national defense when maybe the military won't be able to step in time. So yeah, I think that militias still serve some type of necessity.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think as we'll get into later, how big, what type of necessity,
Right.
what role are they filling, and what happens
What
when
is
they
the
get
motive?
too much power or,
Right.
or
Right.
Yeah.
To where they're too big of a group to where it comes up on the radar. I mean, all these groups are monitored, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think
well,
in-
they're infiltrated,
perfect.
Yeah.
But I think motive matters.
Motive.
I mean, we'll get into it, but I mean, a lot is like we say is nationalism.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a lot. Well, a lot, yeah. Are race based versus nationalism. It's us versus them
Mm-hmm.
in our own country versus nationalism as a whole.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that's
think that kinda
silly.
gets- Yeah, I think it kind of gets because it kind of gets hijacked by
Exactly.
extremist groups.
Extremist groups, because
When
those are
you're-
the ones that get reported on versus
Yeah,
No.
nationalists. I'm for my country,
right.
not necessarily for my government because maybe I don't agree with the government or something.
Right.
But I love my country.
Right.
I like being here. So I glad to see. I want this country to flourish and the people in the country to flourish. That kind of thing. And I think maybe, then there's the groups that we're this country, but only us belong in this country.
I
Exactly.
think it's-
a
I think-
country for us.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's pretty wistful thinking to think that even a large majority of militias are anything but race-based superiority. Like most militias in the United States are Christian nationalist or just white supremacist.
White
nationalists.
supremacists.
Right. And then speaking of militias too, I found out that there is the 2nd Infantry Regiment California State Militia.
Okay.
began in 2012 by 3 members. But you can sign up. You can join the state militia.
Interesting.
Oh.
So
Are we signing up?
It's open to all citizens, regardless of race, sex, religion, or political affiliation. You're
I
just
don't
a
know
part
if
of the
I-
militia.
I don't know if I'd want to defend California though as part of a Californian militia,
Right.
because you'd have to use CA compliant weapons to begin with.
Right, yeah.
Outgunned me.
Yeah.
Thanks, nuisance.
Yeah, come on.
Gavin, nuisance.
Well, I was just reading that the 2 largest militias currently are the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers. And if you guys know
That's
anything
not
about,
good.
they are white
That's
supremacist
not- yeah.
militia groups.
That's
We're filing ranks,
They're
boys.
actively tried to overthrow the government. So how big can militias get without being a trouble or a bother or something to really worry about and infiltrate like we're talking about to shut down?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I would feel that they'd have to be to an extreme where they're able to cause damage or even just terroristic attacks. you know?
Exactly.
Like urban style attacks, just homebrew terrorism.
Like
kind of
shooting
thing.
out
seriously.
substations.
Right,
And
yeah.
every time they've done that, it's proven to be a white supremacist. You know?
There you go. Yeah.
Anytime there's a mass shooting, it's a fucking white supremacist or a fascist.
Yeah.
It's that homegrown
Homegrown
these are
terrorism.
homegrown
domestic
terrorism. That's what I was-
terrorism.
domestic
Yeah.
terrorism. I was looking at that. I think of that too.
They're domestic terrorism, all of these kind of gangs that are
Yeah.
roving around parading as militias are white
Yeah.
supremacists.
Well, yeah, and there you go. It's another way to look at it. It's like gangs and stuff.
They're
I
gangs. They're
think-
not anything other than that. They
Yeah.
want to.
Isn't that what a militia is, though?
Yes.
It's a gang of people
Sounds cool.
flying under a banner.
The way I think
serving
of
a
it,
purpose, but they're serving the purpose of not defending something as much as being
Yeah.
on the offensive.
exactly. Like
I
they're-
feel like white supremacist militias, air quotes,
right.
are offensive versus defensive. We say like the
Yeah.
California militia,
yeah,
probably
the
in
Second Infantry
the
Regiment.
ideal scenario would be defensive.
Yeah.
Would be something a reactionary thing,
Right,
not an
right,
antagonistic and hate-filled group. They're hate motivated.
Yeah.
That's all they are. And
Yeah.
they're mostly cowards. They hide their faces. You pussies.
Yeah,
Right.
show your faces.
Yeah, that.
Well, they can't do that. Oh, go
They
ahead.
can't show their faces.
No, I'm not going to go into it.
You've
wanna-
had
I don't
two.
wanna get,
You've
like-
had two that you pulled back
I know,
on.
I know.
I'm curious off the record. Say,
I'm not gonna-
You know.
There's too many cops in it. There's too many
Oh!
fucking cops in the group.
Oh, fans.
steaming hot take, brother.
There's too many cops in the 3%ers and the Oath Keepers.
It's a lot of police.
feds. Oh
Police.
Yeah. Everyone there was a Fed.
There was a.
They're all undercover with each other. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think militias should always be a thing, not in the regard that people, because people hijack things and they they take things and ruin it and do whatever they want to do with it. But
Yeah.
at the core of it, I think having I think it's important that states I think it's cool that the states have their own militia.
Yeah.
I guess, but it's like the whole core of it is just we need to protect the state or the country from outside threats,
Yeah.
Right.
invaders.
Yeah,
doing
you're the
harm.
response that the military can't get to
Exactly.
first.
Right. Exactly. So like you're and man, I mean, that's I think that at the core it's a good thing. Hopefully, that's never anything that comes to light. Nobody
Right.
Yeah.
Well, nobody wants.
wants conflict.
No, but I mean,
well, I
fuck,
can't say
Ukraine
nobody
didn't-
wants conflict.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ukraine
a
didn't
lot of
want
people want
conflict
that.
in 2014 when Russia first invaded Crimea,
and
and here we fucking are,
yeah.
10 years later.
Yeah. But yeah, I honestly I think that's at the core. I think it's a good thing to have.
I agree.
But to bringing up like what's happening in Ukraine, Russia, and then China threatening Taiwan, like the tensions over there,
Mhm.
like I think it's something to think about, But what do you guys think about indoctrination through militias and hate groups? People gaining how do they gain members and basically indoctrinate them essentially.
Propaganda.
Propaganda.
Oh,
stuff.
1,000%. They're
Yeah.
trying to take these things from you. We're going to stop that.
Build a fear, right?
Oh yeah, fear mongering is huge for them. If they're truthful and these other things, and you see how people just want to live their lives, there's no basis for any of this
No.
bullshit.
No, it's
And I'm just saying, I'll circle back to this again because I think it's just the most cowardly shit ever. if you're proud of something and you need to indoctrinate people and you would need to hide your face, there's your fucking answer.
There it is. You're probably not in the right.
You're probably not in the right if you
Yeah.
have to be worried about what you believe in.
Yeah. I guess I will push back a little because I'm interested in your response on this. Is I think there's a thing called black blocking, which is when you go to a protest, you replace all of your clothes before you get there with just completely black, including balaclavas and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's how you protest. So I've seen a lot of like leftist protests, like the George Floyd protests in Portland, where people would show up in black bloc. They'd have their face behind a handkerchief or whatever. But they would be on the front lines as a spacer between the rest of the crowd and the police.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's different from.
I kind of honestly thought it was like to kind of, well, I mean, I guess that's not going to help against tear gas and shit like that.
It can, but a lot of it's surveillance and stuff to help against police monitoring. Because if you'll recall, during the time, the Portland police were actively abducting people and then putting them in a van, putting a black bag over their head, and then driving them out of the city and then leaving them to figure out whatever the fuck they were going to do.
Or wherever they are.
Yeah. So like what you do is that would happen. You'd make it back and then you'd go back to the protest. So you black block up and try and hide or obscure your way into the crowd. But then that was specifically anti-government hiding. Whereas what Cale is talking about is more against like, I don't want social backlash.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to lose my job over me being a racist.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that came to light too when you guys remember that, I don't remember when, but that march and there was that
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville?
The
Yeah.
Tiki Torch.
It was Unite the
douche.
Right. It was
Yeah,
2017.
It was the Tiki Torch stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think a lot of those guys were like, black, because there's cameras everywhere.
They
So
had
they just
the
got blasted.
khakis, the blue shirts, they had the shields, and then they had the face coverings with the sunglasses.
Yeah,
No,
a lot
it-
of those guys didn't wear anything and they got blasted immediately.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
online, rightfully so. No,
I know,
don't
yeah, I
hide.
saw a lot of
At
them.
least they didn't
They
hide
lost,
it.
yeah.
At least they were.
But they lost
if
their
you're gonna
jobs
be a piece
and
of
stuff.
shit, be transparent.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I would not push back on your pushback. No, that serves a purpose. But if you're wearing like a Swazi armband
Yeah.
and covering your face, you're a bitch.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I'm swearing a lot in this one. I'm fired up.
Yeah, but fuck Nazis, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah, exactly.
there's levels to that. Like you said, you want to protect your identity from being harassed or making it a political statement.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, I don't want to lose my job at the gas station or wherever these.
Yeah,
fuckers are.
exactly.
It's a sense of, I think it's cowardice
Yeah.
for one. And it's like you're not fully invested in it.
No, if you're
So
worried about
just kind of
backlash,
along with the ride.
exactly. If you truly stand on something, you're whatever
you'd
10
have the
toes
passion
deep,
for
this
it.
and that.
Yeah.
You're gonna say that's what I wholeheartedly believe in, and I'll take whatever backlash. But if you're hiding, tells me a deeper story.
I mean, honestly, it's just, I don't know.
Because they know it's not right.
Yeah, it's you
Come
can't
on.
you can't claim was it ignorance is bliss or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
When you're actively
like-
putting it out there. No.
Yeah, yeah. And all this stuff is taught, like
Yeah, exactly. If
You're not born
you're
hating
indoctrinated
everybody.
you're indoctrinated. We said indoctrinated to help groups or help groups.
health groups.
Health groups. Providence, you're gonna kill everybody. I swear to God. We're hating everybody. Yeah, exactly. Kaiser. Wrong Kaiser. 999. No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's very
I
good.
got
That was
myself.
good, though.
I
Yeah,
got
that was
myself
funny.
back. No, but like you said, it's a taught thing. If
Yeah.
you're raised wherever these areas are, I don't want to blanket the South, but
No, I mean,
let's go.
it's
That's an
just-
easy answer.
Yeah.
But if you're
Mississippi
raised
looking at you.
dirty, no. But if you're taught this, your father was taught this. It's all learned behavior,
Yeah,
and then
it's just
you're in
learned
that
behavior.
pocket of people where it's just like a sounding board.
Yeah,
of
an
your
echo chamber of
same-
the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Over and over.
Then like it's your fault for being ignorant. It's your fault for not educating yourself and is trying to expose yourself to the outside world. But it's also not your fault that they're like, here, hate everyone off the bat.
Yeah,
So
I think-
you have to take some responsibility for it. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I wonder if,
In this day and age, man, with social media and like any kind of things at your fingertips online, you can try to do research or try to do this or try to do that. You don't have to take everybody's word as gospel.
Well,
I mean,
sure,
I don't
but
know,
I mean,
man.
education goes into that. Like, there's so many other precursors that goes into that. Not even like if we're going to talk about a disparaged group, like redlining, still very much a thing. Segregation is still a huge fucking issue in this country. And when you have a lot of poor whites living in the same area, in very rural areas, away from education, away from access to healthcare and things like that, then that does become an echo chamber. So why would you want to change if you are going to be born and dying in your hometown?
Yeah, I agree.
If you're never going to change your life, why does it matter? This group that you have to hate keeps you going during the day, but you're never going to interact with those people to begin with, then that's just your life. That's just that indoctrinated hatred you live with.
And then you're force fed all of that hatred. And then, like you said, with a militant group or anything like that, let's train for this so we can break out of these hardships.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault that we're here.
Yeah.
It's their fault. So let's do something about it.
Yeah, you look for the group to otherize.
Exactly.
You're marginalizing
It's their
people
fault, not us.
because of a fault in your life. Or
No,
something
this,
like that.
this tribalistic stuff. Like,
Exactly.
Well, if we want to use World War II as an example, that's basically what happened. How the Nazis gained so much prominence was after World War I, there was such a huge amount of inflation that the Germans were kind of against the rock and a hard place. Their money was worth nothing.
Yeah.
But because of the way that their system was set up, Jewish people were only allowed to work in a few separate industries, such as jeweling or banking and things like that. By law, they couldn't work in other industries. So they were more or less the marginalized group with money, and they had, nicer things.
Right.
So the Nazi Party came into power in 1933 with this otherization as a mentality of, look at what these people have that you don't have, blame these people, and then kill them, and then take their stuff, and it's just a land grab. And now you're the jeweler, and now you have all the banking money. Aren't you a good little German?
It's put the blame on, or put the your grievance is because of this. Like, these group of people,
Not the government that's put you in this hole or made this whole mess.
not the
Those people
government
over
that
there.
started a war.
Yeah,
for no reason.
maybe World War I had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Not the guy, not the banker down the street.
Guys, you know
And
it's
that's-
not true.
Yeah, and that's like I think what's it the movie All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
It shows like the glamour of how war was, go fight for your country, the motherland. And
Yeah,
then
the
you
people who
go-
didn't have to go fight.
the people who
were
didn't have to
so
go fight. They were so gung ho
indoctrinated.
about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And in the schools are like kids, teaching the high schoolers or whatever, like,
Hey,
gotta
we
go
had
fight.
recruiters at our school.
Yeah. And it's like you got the powerful few that are just ready to throw away the many lives.
Throw away anybody.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
worthless.
it doesn't matter.
Cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
And it's still the same shit.
Yeah.
Today. I haven't learned anything in almost 100 years.
So though, like we're talking, Nazis explicitly started off as a militia group. So like, what was the regulation then and there?
Wasn't.
They were
were-
armed. They committed murders as a militia group throughout.
And here's the thing, like, and this goes to the gun control topic.
Yeah.
Like, when Hitler came into power, he's like, well, we need to create a gun registry.
Mhm.
So it's like, you need to figure out, there's been too many gun crimes. So now we need to figure out, okay, you need to register your firearms with us. Oh, well, the gun crimes haven't gone away. So we know where you live. We know what guns you have. We're going to come take them.
Yep. By
Now
force.
that you're disarmed, we're going to round you up and we're going to put you in camps.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the whole disarmament thing.
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
Got to fight that forever.
Mhm.
But my last thought on this, in terms of my last,
The last
thought,
one.
I guess I'm saying this is it.
Yeah.
The final solution.
Corey, you're being so finite. With
God
this.
damn it. No, but
It's the final solution. I hate that joke. That was bad.
that was bad.
Was
but
that in
I
bad
loved
taste?
it. I liked it. I loved it.
Jews, hit us up. Let us
Oh,
us know. I'm sorry.
Damn, Cale.
Don't hit us up.
Hey,
I forgot that you're me.
no, I am not.
Are you me?
I am me.
Oh, but he's him.
Yeah.
And who are
Anyway.
you?
So
What's your last thought, Corey?
my last thought is, well, I mean, with all this stuff of white supremacy and all this stuff,
Love 'em.
it's already solid.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Corey.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Without,
We went
I
to.
lost my map.
We're getting
I'm
flagged.
lost.
We're
We're
there. Damn, we don't make money to begin with, but this is a non-monetized episode. Xavier's sweating. He's laughing so hard. Fuck.
I've been sweating this whole time.
Oh, man.
Because he's been dying to make that joke.
Oh, yeah, you just been waiting. You know that meme with that guy with the fucking forehead vein just popping out? This thing Xavier this whole time. Like, oh, get to it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just seeing if you love it again or not. But has like white supremacy and the nationalism, has that like stained militants for like forever? Like any kind of militant group, if you say you're part of a militia, I think people immediately align you with those ideologies.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a forever stain.
Yeah.
I think it is.
I really do.
Yeah. Because I think also too is like a lot of, because, over time, there's been like through the 80s and stuff, and there's been militias. Like there's been radical groups, whether it be white supremacist militias or the like Black Panther stuff.
Right.
They're all militias in their own ideology, I guess, their own thought. Like we're a militia.
Yeah.
We're armed. We have our own process of things. We think our own way. Our way is right. Your way is wrong.
Right.
Type thing. And I think a lot of people think about that when they hear the word militia.
Yeah.
These racist guys and stuff like that, or these these criminals, essentially.
I don't think good things.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear that, it's like, man. But then at the same, I think honestly, it kind of had it's been tarnished, essentially.
Yeah.
Taking a good thing of defending your state and your homeland, then going to like a hate group or a
exactly.
radicalized group.
Making that
You guys
just hard right turn.
remember there was a group called the Minutemen
I got word of a settlement that needs our help.
back gosh, I'm sorry I don't know if it was the Revolutionary War or the Civil War.
I'm thinking of Fallout.
Them too. That's where it derives from. The Minutemen were a militia group back in the olden day, and their name was then appropriated in modern times. The Minutemen were just a bunch of rich white assholes from Texas or Arizona who would go get their guns and then just drive to the border waiting to shoot illegals.
Oh yeah.
And that was like their whole, God, I hate that term. But like, that was like the whole thing is like, they're going to shoot people crossing the borders because don't you enter our country. And like, that was the militia.
Right.
There was no other ideology other than you're defending America. You're defending your home, but it's like from what?
There's
that's foreign hordes.
That's a straight up murder. I mean,
I don't know if they ever actually hurt anybody, but that was their goal. Like every time that they were in the news, it was just them holding rifles and like staring at open desert going, give me a reason. I can't wait.
Where are they?
Son of a bitch. Where is Mexico's?
Where is it? Guys, you're
telling me there's a new one?
Where is it?
Guys, you're facing north?
Wait a minute. There's a New Mexico?
Son of a
holy shit. It's already started.
In the United States?
New Mexicans? New Mexicans?
Don't worry, they put corn in their food.
Oh, that's terrible. I love it.
Yeah. Elote.
Ooh.
Elote break?
I do like elote break.
Elote break. You want corn or not?
I do want corn.
Yo, want to sing a sight?
It's great. Well, why don't we listen to some corn and eat some elote after this break? During this break.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Hi folks, my name is Corey Andre, creator and host of the Weekly Tall Talk. I would like to say thank you for listening to today's episode.
If you like what you've been hearing, we would love to know what you think. After the episode, don't forget to leave a comment or reach out to us on our socials where you can find us at The Weekly Tall Talk. We're excited to say that we're working on a couple other awesome projects for this year. If you would like to know more about that or find out what else we're working on, we have a Patreon and Discord that you can subscribe to, where we can be found at Tall Tale Network. And if you have any other questions or ideas for what you'd like us to discuss on the show, please email us at talltalenetwork@gmail.com.
So we talked about, militias in our part 2 beginning. But let's dive back into when we were talking about religions and nonprofit stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about religions paying taxes? Should they? Should they pay taxes?
Oh, I ran into that. Like that was I think it was my final thought.
Yeah, that was
on my sign off.
No, well, that was no. I'm the one who said it.
Oh,
And
you?
then we
Yeah,
piggybacked
yeah.
on it. Yeah, you guys didn't have that thought.
No, it was you.
I did.
Yeah, go for it. Go.
No, please explain it.
No. I'd rather hear.
I
from
know you would.
You had the original idea.
Yeah.
I did, but I'd like you to explain what I was thinking because you're the one who started talking first.
You knew I'd like that.
Yeah.
You knew you'd like that take.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, all religion should be taxed. Every church, everything. If we have to pay, you have to pay.
I don't like paying
invisible
taxes.
magic people. Yes.
Sky Daddy has to cough up the cash.
Exactly. Absolutely. That is ridiculous to get tax breaks on insanity. There's plenty of insane people out there that still have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Why? I'm just coming in hot today, man.
That's
I don't
funny.
give a
No,
fuck.
that was good.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I just busted up laughing. Why insane people out there pay taxes?
No, but I definitely think they should be paying their part. This is a massive money grab and a loophole that is just allowed, and I hate everything about it.
Especially when you look at the some of those super church.
Like we said, we were yelling about
Copeland.
We were yelling about Holstein. We were yelling about all these people.
Billy Graham.
Billy Graham. Yeah. So you look at that kind of stuff, and you're like, what?
It's just outrageous, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's allowed.
All of that's for the congregation, all that's for the word of God. It's like what? You don't need
no
freaking.
And Jesus told me I need my third Rolls Royce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And I needed this jet. He told me.
Yeah,
Jesus would want me to have this
living humbly
bottle of champagne.
No. Exactly. And it's no, I'll go there. It's a direct slap in the face to patronage.
To patronage.
People are donating their hard-earned
patreon.com
Talltale
Network.
Talltale Network. Fuck. But it's the direct thing. If you're struggling to make ends meet, you're going through life paycheck to paycheck, and you find it the goodness in your heart to donate to community through your church, and you see the pastor making 400, 500,000 if on the low end and wearing brand new clothes every week and a nice car and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
How do you justify that when you're in the audience?
Well, I think so for mega churches, I don't know, but I know with at least community churches and stuff, they do programs where they're giving back.
Yeah.
But at the same, but I do get what you're saying. I personally been to, not the big mega churches, but I've been to church attendances with well over 1,000 people, just full to the brim, and just everyone's putting in a $50 or so in that tithing cup that comes around.
Right.
And you just sit there and you wonder, outside of the money that they put for electricity and the spectacle of the whole hour-and-a-half program with all of their singers and the musicians and all of this other shit, how much money did they steal from all of these people?
Just go see a movie. It's the same shit.
It's cheaper and it lasts longer.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense. And I think what do you guys think about taxing just those big old churches and leaving the small ones alone?
Well, so
you should never be able to get that big.
Yeah,
regulate churches. Separation of churches. Say nah.
How do you regulate churches though?
Limit capacity. Stomp on their
I guess you have a building capacity.
They just make a bigger building.
No.
But I'm going to push back. I don't think that we should, and I'll say it for this, and I'll explain it a little bit. I don't think that we should have taxes with churches, because objectively, religions need to be separated from state. And if we tie them to paying taxes and stuff, that's where they find all of these tax loopholes when they claim themselves as a nonprofit, and then they work the system to gain more. Is it, should we really be worrying about this money that technically is being donated to a charitable organization? It's not really for us to say, but we can sit here and be mad that these people gain all of this money that they certainly didn't work for to pay on things that they don't need.
Yeah.
But
I
think it's more the taking advantage.
I worry
for me.
I worry that
totally
churches paying taxes will just give further people incentive to link the two. To the government and, well, hey, you know what? This church is paying taxes, so why can't this church also be a school that gets public funds money? Why can't this be a publicly funded thing because of all of the charitable things this church organization does?
Yeah, I guess it could raise some alarms, some little red flags.
Yeah,
and I get the taking advantage of people. Like,
yeah, you don't need that kind of money.
No.
And prove it to me where this is going to the community.
Yeah,
be transparent. They never will.
Yeah, exactly.
They never ever will.
No,
it's yeah.
Well, they don't have to be. You see it on their clothing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they say it without saying it, but
Right.
yeah, you want separation of that. You don't want to pay the taxes. Show me where it goes.
Where
Show me in the community
funds?
what you've bettered.
Yeah,
Do
there
a
you
park or do this or do a
So when is
reclamation
it,
park. You should do anything.
after a 40-year career in that, then when is enough?
go.
When
It's
do you
never
have
enough.
to-
It's
when do
for
you
the
have to stop
community.
proving it.
It's for the community. It's forever.
As long
It's
as you're
literally
in it.
never ending. Do something to better our community always, instead of building a bigger church.
But then why not just donate to a charity?
That's what they should be doing instead of being stupid.
But they're choosing to donate to a church.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
I agree, but
And then the church would donate.
No, I'm saying if you want to
charity.
donate to public projects, do that through like state legislature, do that through the actual charities that actually give a fuck. I'm getting real mad. I'm getting really angry.
I know.
I don't know what it
I
is,
like
man.
this because it's a good pro.
Yeah,
you know,
It's true, man. Like I see Porter Ranch over there, right? Built $1 million expansion plus all this other stuff. Yet homelessness is the worst it's ever been right down the hill. They don't do jack shit about it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, hey, fix homelessness, random church.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I see the two disparities of like this glimmering church up on the hillside versus like the train station near my house that's riddled with, addicts and homelessness
Yeah.
and people who need help.
Yep.
There's no better symbolism than that. Like
Yeah.
Xavier, your wife had to park at my house because she felt uncomfortable parking at the train station because there's vagrants and there's all kinds of shit that's going on over there.
Yeah,
Yet
I mean,
they could have a giant parking lot, giant displays, giant things of wealth for all to see just 5 minutes away. That's the stuff that bothers me.
Yeah,
when the community
the-
is hurting,
but
but you can have this ivory tower.
yeah.
That's what upsets me.
And I think like there's a lot of like, again, nonprofits that have no oversight for
Yeah.
these homeless issues.
Right.
Like I think there's something that just came out in the news a couple of days ago that for California, because
Mhm.
California's homelessness has gone up like 50%, like
Yeah.
in over past few years or so.
50%. I think that's pretty.
It might be pretty
That
high.
sounds pretty
Yeah.
astronomical. I don't know if that's
But
accurate.
if it's these nonprofit homeless organizations aren't doing anything about it. So the problem's increased and they're having money thrown at them, but the problem's not going away.
Right.
Yeah.
They're getting
So
the funding, but no solutions.
Yeah. Where's that money going? Is it really going to help people, or is it just blind in pockets for people that have to work for these nonprofits?
Yeah, and that's like part of it is like we as a society have done so many fucking studies. We know how to solve homelessness. You give people a home, you give people access to food and water and mental health care if they need it. And if they have an addiction problem, you treat the addiction.
And
If
you can't-
homelessness or any of that is met with punishment, you are doing the wrong
or
thing.
forced treatment. That's you
Forced
can't
treatment's like
force
a
somebody.
subduct.
But you can. If somebody is a danger to themselves and others, then you forcibly treat them with medication. And that is
I
what you
think-
have to do as a healthy society. I'm not saying this go on for eugenics, but listen, dude, if somebody's and they don't have access to their medication because their state issued Medicare decided they no longer need it,
Mhm.
which I have experienced before with my line of work, then those people go insane.
Yeah,
They hurt
Yeah.
themselves or others, and there's nothing they can do about it because their world has been shattered by this lack of access to help.
yeah.
And there's been so much shit like these bills that come into place that are not just anti-homelessness, but they're anti-people.
Mm.
Like if you look at like the overpasses, we have anti-homeless barriers and spikes that so you can't lay under an overpass. We have benches in parks that have an arm bar down the middle so you can't lay across the bench. We have
Yeah.
time zones that are on parks so you can't be there before or after a certain amount of hours. They're public parks.
Public property. This is
But
what
you
pay
make
taxes
being
for.
homeless illegal, and then you tax the shit out of.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's what it
it's
was. They made it illegal, or homelessness is illegal. Or
yeah.
something like that.
There's a couple
it's
of
illegal
states
to
on
be
the
homeless.
east. Yeah, no, it's literally illegal
Yeah.
in a couple counties. It's not Tennessee, but it's somewhere around that geographic area.
You're not allowed to be.
You
homeless.
can't sleep. It's illegal to sleep in your car. It's illegal to sleep for more than an hour in a public park, and you cannot fall asleep on a sidewalk anywhere ever, or they'll arrest you. And what's that going to do
further the problem.
for anyone? Now you're in jail, and then you owe a monetary debt to society when you already have a trouble getting a job.
Yeah.
Gyms won't allow you to come in and take baths or showers anymore,
Well,
even though you're paying.
Yeah, and I think that the idea is like to, you build the housing for them.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's
don't
what's
put-
going to be my exact.
Yeah,
but
the church-
Thank you.
with the
church-
churching.
Yeah, I'm saying the
build the
money
house-
that the church gets.
Put
Build
towards-
the low income buildings. Do
Yeah.
something with
I
the
mean-
money. You have more than enough to fund projects like this. Go ahead, Xavier. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to talk
Oh,
over
no,
you,
no,
but
yeah,
like, that's
it's-
my exact thought.
Yeah.
You said community outreach, right? We're here for the community. We're here to help you.
Let's build
What
some homes. And
Could
they
you
don't even have to
do
be,
more than doing that? Do smaller apartments. Do
Yeah.
a complex.
They don't
Get
have
the
to
zoning
be
rights. Get whatever.
extravagant.
Yeah.
Like,
Just have somewhere safe where somebody doesn't have to worry about getting mugged or hurt
yeah,
or
they
anything.
can,
and
where
you
they can
be
lock their
safe.
door and be
Yeah.
safe at night.
Have
and
some kind of routine in your life. Have some kind of stability.
Yeah.
And just the fact that like they're doing this, I bought another jet or I did this or that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm disgusted.
It's disgusting to see.
I'm
Okay, so
upset.
alternative to churches paying taxes, though, we could also argue that the $800 billion plus $800 plus trillion, is it trillion or billion? The military budget,
trillion.
800 trillion. I think it's 800 billion.
Just the U.S. military
Yeah,
budget.
billions and
Okay.
billions.
you want to solve this
Audit
kind of
all of that shit.
well, they can't even pass
They can't
an
even
audit
do the
for
Pentagon
fourth year in
shit.
a row.
But
like,
Remember
so-
the Pentagon
but-
was just like,
So
I don't know.
I found the budget.
Oh,
yeah.
$825 billion in total funding.
that was just last year, right?
Oh, it's for this year.
Oh, for this year.
This is
Wait.
the fiscal year of 2024 defense appropriations.
Oh,
Act
they
provides-
passed the but. Okay, I see.
Yeah. I just looked at the 2024.
So
if we
could-
wanted to
that
solve it,
800
we would.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want it. They don't
Dude.
care enough about it. They
Dude.
want us already being divisive.
Yeah.
They want us, fucking government. They want us to be infighting. They want us to not be educated. And they want us to be sick.
Yeah.
That's all three things that are happening right now.
And that's why we start militias.
And then they get taken over by these shitheads. It's a round circle.
It's a
Round circle, not a squared circle.
or an
Jeez.
ovular circle.
Here's the thing.
Oh, Ovaltine.
So
He's just reading it in his head, folks. Don't worry. We're gonna get to it.
2020. So Governor Gavin Newsom bragged
Oh.
about having a $97.5 billion surplus.
Is that the one that he wasted on the train?
I don't know.
Yeah, we have the funds to solve this.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're actually trying to do things in my neighborhood. I live on the very end of the San Fernando Valley. They're putting up another low income housing whole building, like right near
okay.
this is, and they're
Huh.
doing a whole other project like that. And as part of it is like, oh well, we don't want giant multi-level things in the thing. But then I see the necessity absolutely
Yeah.
daily with what's going on. Like whenever we go to a sushi spot over there,
Yeah.
I drive Debbie to the door and I have her walk in first while I'm watching her because there's just a bunch of homeless people around. And I'm not trying to demonize anybody, but when they're yelling and screaming and acting very erratic,
the
I
thing,
don't want
like-
my wife walking there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can handle myself. I'll go park on the far side of the walk and I'll go. But I don't want those people to be viewed as a danger. But I also don't want to put myself or my wife
No.
into danger. So like there has to be a common ground, like don't demonize these people, help them.
Yeah. I mean,
You
and they
know.
need help and they have their own issues. And, whether it's a substance abuse or addiction or mental health issues.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to put out there that more than 50% of homeless people actively have full-time jobs. Just throwing that out.
Oh yeah, that's also the outrageous price
Really?
of living in
Yes.
California.
The people that
I see what you're saying.
no,
Well,
I
not
mean
just
all,
California.
all,
Oh, right.
all of
Everywhere?
all homeless people
Have
Yeah.
a job.
Yes, they're full-time workers.
They just can't afford.
Because the thing we're not considering for this kind of off-topic conversation is the fact that federal minimum wage is still $7.50,
Oh yeah, it's outrageous.
federally, yeah.
It's insane.
and most states still have that in place. So you have a full-time job working at Walmart's a perfect example. They have the most amount of employees on government subsidies like welfare right now, and housing
Yeah.
vouchers.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Walmart is the most rich. It's the richest company in the United States. The three people that own it, the brother and sisters, they are the three richest people. Like combined wealth, like they have billions and billions and billions.
Get in on this.
They have
Get
so
in.
much money. Billions and billions. But like it's not just churches.
No, yeah,
It-
no,
it's-
no, by,
you know-
by no means. I'm not, and like I said, I don't want to outshine the good that they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's like, I don't know. It's just very.
And I think there's a there's a good and bad of certain things. There's
Oh,
a
for
light
sure.
and dark of things. There's things have a good side and then things have a bad side because people choose to be that bad actor or do the not the good thing.
Exactly.
I'm going to take a
what's
good thing
convenient.
and ruin it for somebody because, well, maybe this I may not have a belief in it, but I know what I can get from it.
Yeah.
Like I'm gaining something from these people, and they're thinking they're gaining something from me, but they're not really.
Not
So
really.
then, with all this being said, then like, is important to tax churches. We already said there's money out there, $800 billion plus for the U.S. military. How many billions of dollars in the hands of Elon Musk and the Waldens, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Like, is taxing churches really going to get the thing that solves these issues that we're talking about?
I don't know. 'Cause
Maybe.
I think because I just saw something on the news today that New York is writing legislation to give illegal migrants more, like give them housing, give them stuff, and give them money, prepaid, reloadable debit cards
Yeah.
and things like that. But what about the homeless that are there now that
Right.
are actual citizens?
Yeah, where's your
And that's
your
why.
handout?
And I
Or
want to
your
say right there,
assisting
those kind of those kind of things that happen, I think we can all objectively say are good things that they are doing for these desperately needy people.
But they could do it for the United States citizens
Exactly.
too,
And
they
that's
won't.
that's where the anger comes out,
Yeah.
is because you're doing it for them but not us.
Yeah.
This is exactly where hate groups come.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
say,
because
"Oh,
they
you see the
people,
foreigners come in here,
Right.
and they're getting the access that should be yours."
And
Right.
unfortunately,
Don't
that's,
you want to
that's
change
a
that?
negative light. You can't just like group people.
Exactly.
It does lead to that hatred.
Yeah.
And that's a horrible way to think. It's don't hate them because of who they are.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
them
you
trying to
shouldn't
have a
hate
better
people.
life. You take any shot for that,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly like the anger should come towards the government because it's like you can help these people, but you can't help me. Like I
Right.
don't understand.
Exactly. This is a
Like,
whole thing about circling back around to sowing divisiveness. They can
Yeah.
help those people not because they want to help them, but because, this will stir the pot. Or, like you said, keeping minimum wage at unlivable way. They want you poor. They want you in debt. They want you broken.
I know
That's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah. And
Yet they can have the PPL loans for COVID, forgive $400,000, $500,000. How much would that have gone if you rounded up all of that money and put it towards actual sociological
Social
problems?
issues, yes.
Yeah. And done that. What could that have done? Instead, Brett Favre, a fucking football player from 9 million years ago, just like defrauded all these charities and cut the PPL loans.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Marjorie Taylor, idiot, got a loan and didn't have to pay it
Marge
back.
the gorilla?
Yeah.
I just want
I
to
love
put out
that.
the
I've never heard that before, but
dude. Really, I'm spreading it.
absolutely
That's my favorite thing. I made that. It's Marge the gorilla.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, is that a thing? I have not been aware.
No, call him Marge
but
the gorilla.
like you said, want to do all these programs? You were able to do that for people in this country. They
Yeah.
do not want to.
And I just want to throw out this number here, since we're talking about kind of Los Angeles and all of this.
Yeah.
Los Angeles alone only has about 75,000 homeless people. The homeless quote unquote crisis in
I
this
think
country.
we have most.
We
Go
do.
ahead,
We have
go
the
ahead.
most homeless population
have a lot
of
of people
any other
here.
state. I think it's close to like 200,000.
We do have. Yeah. we have
But
a lot of
still,
people.
like that's not a lot of homelessness. Isn't as huge of an issue as we think it is because of how it's perpetuated in the news of like,
Yeah.
well, this homeless person did this devious
Well,
act.
I
yeah,
think,
they
I think
did
and
that.
also.
it gets sensationalized.
Well, I think a lot of it too is that they're in the big cities.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
a lot
because
of-
that's where the resources are.
Right.
You can't be homeless. Like even in Simi
And I-
Valley, there's no resources here.
No, and I think that's why it draws a lot of attention too. 'cause
Yes.
Draws a lot of
you have
attention.
a lot of traffic of people in big cities. People like to visit,
And they're
tourist
all
stuff.
around the same areas.
Yes.
And
Because
another huge proponent of why California is like this, the weather. You will not freeze to death outside
True.
in most places in Southern California.
yeah.
You will have a
agree.
hard
Yeah,
life,
it's- yeah.
but the weather will not kill you.
No, nothing
That's
like
why
in like
it's-
Chicago or somewhere.
No, yeah.
You getting
Try
that
to
cold
do that, or
snaps.
even
and-
in Texas, all these other places, these major cities. You
It's
have
cold.
homelessness, but California, you won't die from it.
Well, you had people in Oregon who were some of my clients where they would go from Southern California to Southern Oregon, and they'd switch between the seasons.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just go up and down.
Yeah, basically.
because it gets cold.
Yeah,
here,
because those people, I don't remember. I think it's like 20% of people, homeless people, are transient. So they go with the seasons or go to different cities and stuff, and they don't really stick around one place for too long.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is also, I'm
traveling.
circling back out, but like, help the poor, help the sick, all the stuff that religion is supposed to do. Who was it that was it Olstein that locked the churches?
Yeah,
Yes.
Joel Osteen. He
Yeah.
did that during a Texas flood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Do
Well,
one for me, and
just
then
got new carpet, guys. Come on now.
Don't
Come on, what's more-
dirt.
Yeah.
so I mean,
It's like,
it's just
what?
like
Yeah.
doing that, and then you
Sick
have,
The biggest church, and you got all these people that are like have their homes flooded out.
and they're just like, can't help you, buddy.
Sorry.
That right there shows you how disgusting this stuff can be perpetuated, and
Yeah.
we
There's
don't.
those
I don't
people-
want to like broad stroke everything, but goddamn, man.
Well, I mean, it's just like the few that are bad actors ruin the bunch, or the bad apple that ruins the bunch type stuff.
Mm.
It I think that's in a lot of things. Bad actors in police, military,
Yep.
whatever. Your normal work, you could have a horrible coworker and it's ruining the whole dynamic. Whatever. There's going to be the shithead and everything.
The
really.
vocal minority.
Yeah, and it's like they're going to be the shithead and everything, and just ruin it. But
Yeah.
I think it should come down to people just opening their eyes and seeing it. And I don't know.
A lot of stuff. It's not just churches. We've talked a lot about homelessness in government.
Yeah.
In this portion, but it's also a thing of like holding that accountable. Like I said, we voted every measure for homelessness in the last however 12 years, 10 years, or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like much has ever changed or been
No.
of assistance to these people. We keep voting to put all this money into the budget and do all these things. And like you said, Newsom said, what, a $95 billion? That could solve everything in California.
I was reading too.
Oh,
like a lot of it
the-
got cut.
the figure to completely solve homelessness in the United States is like less than $5 billion.
Yeah.
So anybody
it's a
can do
very
it.
treatable issue.
So anybody
and
can do
Mark Cuban can do it.
Mark Cuban, you
everybody's
ass.
favorite fucking piece of shit
It's-
billionaire. Fuck
it's
you, Mark Cuban.
Shark
I
Tank.
don't give a fuck who likes you.
It's doable. It's just where's where's the incentive for these people? I guess
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're relying on
Didn't
charity to fix a problem that has no monetary return, and
Mhm.
that's the issue. You can't capitalize on.
There's
it.
all these so-called philanthropists out here.
full-on rapists. Is that what you said?
I said philanthropists.
Oh, that's not what I heard. That's crazy.
That- Weird, dude. I don't know. I heard something different. Okay.
Xavier, take
Can
this away. Take this away from me.
Can
Anyway.
we talk about this real quick? After the
No,
show? It's
I
okay.
didn't say that. You said that. You knew I'd hate that.
He's got to defend himself against the full-on rapists.
Okay.
Well, I mean, speaking of defending yourself,
Uh-huh.
I mean, honestly, should
Good
religions
segue. Good fucking segue. God damn. All right.
should religious organizations be armed? In the vein of maybe
Every pastor has two, as far as I know.
He's got a
Wow.
left fist and a right fist, brother. These are certified
Just
killers.
keep your kids away from them.
Oh,
lethal.
Should they
This is
be
God's
armed?
knuckles.
That'd be cool. They're like
I
a
don't know.
power fist.
They're just.
I mean,
straight
everybody has the
gold.
right to bear arms. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't say like they shouldn't deserve it, but for what purpose? For security? Like armed guards, police, like what? Like I fail to see why.
Like why? Like a whole organization?
Yeah, why do they need it unless they have their own police force or own security
right, yeah.
force?
Well, they
Yeah,
probably would hire like a security detail or like the town police or whoever, whatever.
Right.
I mean, the
Right.
city police would
Rural
be running.
areas.
What I understood this question as is more, should religions
Yeah.
have a militia?
Should the religions
That's called the crusade.
Should the organization itself, should the members be armed
In the
during their
church?
congregation? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's churches that have that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it
there
depends
is.
on where you're at, but
Yeah, you could probably show up to a church with a gun and Texas.
Texas, yeah.
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 I mean, it's open.
Well, like you said, with our like open carry, but we're
Open
not
carry.
open carry here.
No.
Yeah, but that's what again. Like I'm
Can't
thinking,
get
like,
me in the church.
should
Can't
a
get me
rel-
in the church.
should religious have militias? It's kind of like what I'm thinking.
Xavier, what do you think?
I mean, I think that in the basis of it, like, should those people be armed?
Yeah.
Sure. Individually, yes. Like, as a person.
So objectively, yes.
Yeah. They maybe not as in, like, I mean, I guess if it's a group, but like the individual person,
You have
like
the
where they
right
go
to.
home. Yeah, exactly. You have the right to be armed. And should they start like a militia? I mean, they got free will. I guess they should.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
that's scary. Just hearing like a
But-
religious militia as a civilian or a
Makes me
non-religious affiliate is horrifying.
because when there's historical things of them going awry. You know?
there's
Almost
been a couple
every single
times.
time.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
Yeah.
So, it's like you're walking a fine line, where it's like, where does this go radical and start doing crazy stuff
Yeah.
or just start causing more homebrew terrorism type
Mhm.
stuff? Yeah. I think individually they should be, because it's just their right to be here in the United States, whether, as long as you're not a felon, and all that other stuff. But as a group, if you're starting a militia, you're like that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like that can fall
Yeah.
pretty low,
Yeah.
especially if you have a leader who's willing to do stuff that's outside the box and like willing to, well, essentially just maybe they'll take this religion or an offshoot of it, like a sect of something,
Mm-hmm.
and then take it on their own.
And that's what we touched on that last episode. Like
Yeah.
it's the same thing that the Branch Davidians did.
Right.
There were these what were now defined as cults, whether or not you want to call them religions or not. Like they armed themselves and then they were righteously brought down by firepower from the government.
Eradication.
They
We're
were
coming for you.
burned alive
David.
by purifying CS gas.
Yeah. That they started right inside.
They shot
Yeah,
first.
sure. But that's like I don't really see a religious organization forming a militia and having it go good, having it go well.
Right.
Like they're
It's called express conversion. We're gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Have you accepted? Oh, I have. Oh, I have.
what kind of American are you?
Yeah, exactly. What kind of Christian are you? I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Pastor just has those glasses. Oh no.
So
Oh, yeah.
maybe okay. So I'll throw out this, and you guys tell me what you think. What if you register as a 501(c) nonprofit organization, religion,
Mhm.
you should not, as a organization, be allowed to have firearms on you. So you can't create militias. What do you guys think? Is that too much overreach? What do you?
No.
If you register,
As a religious organization, you
Mhm.
cannot keep firearms on you or the premise.
Yeah, man, because you don't need it. Thoughts and prayers.
True. It'll save you.
That'll stuff the fucking bullets.
Thicker than Kevlar.
Ooh, God's love.
Thicker than Kevlar.
No, yeah, I have no problem with that. Put your faith in the big man.
So you don't see that as overreach then?
Not for me personally,
Okay.
but I'm
But you don't go to church.
I'm angry
Yeah,
today.
that's
So
true.
no, I don't see any.
That's
I don't
true.
see any overreach today.
Pissed.
I'm getting everybody.
spray and pray.
I was much more calm before we started, and then I just hit it. And I just
Yeah,
went-
dude, we ramped it up.
I just went on.
That Mexican food's just kicking in.
It did.
Nobody's
Muy
taking my burritos.
picante, brother. Leave my brothers alone from the south.
Mis hermanos.
Burrito es muy delicioso, amigo.
Can't take my burrito.
Step aside.
I think Mexicans would have a lot to say about.
What about the new Mexicans?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they'll have anything to say.
They don't have anything. to say.
they're
They'll
newer.
say
No, yeah.
they're newer.
They're newer.
They don't know better.
Yeah.
Yeah. New and improved.
I don't know.
Stronger.
They got that sweet blue meth.
You got me with a couple of singers today. A couple of them.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I guess leading into the, should religious organizations be armed? Like, do they need to be armed if they're worried about like government stuff? Like, government's interfering with maybe some of their stuff they're doing.
Like what? If a church has to be armed for what?
Yeah,
What are they arming themselves
Yeah, it's
against?
like, why do you have to be afraid of the government? You're already loopholing the shit out of not paying for anything.
Maybe they feel guilty about stealing all that money.
Oh,
and not paying
and they're
taxes
just like,
on
they're
it.
going to come for this eventually, guys.
God
Just
damn
get a bunch of gold AKs.
They
They've
know-
caught on.
call the bullet crown guy. He'll know what to do. No,
Yeah,
but
that bullet crown.
I don't know if you have to really be afraid if you're a mega church or a established branch because you get away with anything. I don't think. I feel like you would have criminal negligence if you were Joel Osteen when you turned away those people because you didn't offer aid. But apparently, that's not against the law.
No.
You don't have to help anybody.
Yeah.
You just look like a piece of
Just
shit.
like the cops.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
I
they have to
mean,
protect you.
in terms of that, like, what do you have to be afraid of from the government? You're already loopholing the money. Why arm? Why for what?
Oh, the government's going to come by with a couple tanks and then shoot up your house and then launch some CS gas in
You
and then
asked
just
for
burn
this.
it down. Or they're just going to bomb it from a helicopter.
Mhm.
You know,
See, that's because you were
And then when
unrighteous.
they blow down your compound, they raise up the
Oh, yeah.
ATF flag.
That shit is so fucking funny. They're
We
just raising it
conquered
up.
this.
They put it up. We got him.
We got them, boys. Like
Just mental warfare with these people.
but yeah, I don't
know
think
of a
that-
direct threat.
I don't think religious organizations should be armed. I think that's too much. I think that's
Where's your faith?
too much grasp on authoritarianism. And
Mm.
when you tie your religion to tools that are designed to harm and maim, it's probably not a good thing.
Mm.
Like even I don't know, because like even like the best training or whatever, like it's a huge worry.
Mm.
That because it only takes one person, and then like
To rile up
when we
everybody
have our
else.
conversation about gun control, that can definitely come up. Like you're saying, Xavier, one bad apple just has to have access to this one thing to ruin it for everyone else.
True.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like kind of the risk you take with that. Like, you know,
The risk reward, getting to heaven or get shot at.
You're fighting the devil and you're fighting the ATF.
Yeah.
the
It's
ATF
one-
is the
one evil
devil.
or the other.
You look out there and you see the ATF. You're like, "Them's the demons. They're coming to get us."
I could have predicted this.
I knew it.
Has there ever been an armed religious organization that has done well? I think the Unification Church is probably the only one that I'm aware of.
I mean,
that, like,
honestly-
survived anything.
Yeah. The Rod of Iron Ministries
Iron,
and stuff.
yeah.
I only stumbled upon them because I saw something on Vice like a while ago.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a
And I think it
special
was
they
an
did on
older
it.
special too. But I was like, what? This guy's got a bullet crown? That's cool.
Yeah, so dope.
But I mean, I found it like these, you know, not trying to bash on them or anything.
No,
Like,
fuck them. They're
Don't
not.
bash 'em.
They're
They're-
not.
whatever.
they're they're not human. No, like I mean, because they will have faith. You know, it's important for you know, if it's, you know, special for you and it makes your life better, go for it. I found it funny because it's just like it just looks different. You know, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's
Everyone's
just
got
outside
like
the
bullet
box, yeah.
crowns. Everyone's got their rifles and they're
Gold
they're
AKs.
praying with their guns in their hand. I mean, I don't know. Not to diminish that. I found it funny.
Yeah.
It just the
It's just
optics
so
are
out
different.
of it.
it's
the
it's
optics, how
different.
something
Oh,
is
yeah.
packaged.
It's
makes
so
a huge
different.
difference.
I mean, and I know that because I watched that thing that episode, and you know, they teach their congregation to learn firearms, learn about them, and self defense and stuff like that. But the optics of it seemed funny to me. So,
But when you're also preaching an end time, like
Well,
the whole thing is like the world's going to end and your soul needs to go to heaven. Oh, but also here's a gun. This is how you load it. This is how you shoot it. This is what happens if
Be
somebody gets hit
prepared.
by the bullet that comes out of it.
be prepared.
Yeah.
for the end times.
I mean, I
the
guess
time
that
is not.
seems, yeah, the time is not, and that goes with like other groups and stuff that you know they want to train people on how to use the tools
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah.
trade or whatever they craft. And I mean, not, I guess that might be not for everybody, but it might be something to not bad to learn.
Oh yeah,
At least like it just on a personal level, like how to triage a wound or something that
right.
you know,
Yeah.
if
Render
things
aid,
go sideways
whatever.
in your town and, whatever.
Right.
But from all this, I know we've done a lot of talking.
Yeah. This is
Hit on a lot of
hit
different points
Hit on a
this
lot of
one.
stuff here.
Yeah, it went a little sideways.
A lot
but
of people.
A lot of people, a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Did we get anything from this conversation?
Oh God, no.
Are there any
Not a
takeaways
single
for?
thing.
I think we're our own echo chamber.
Yeah.
No, but
Echo chamber.
Echo.
I'm not walking back anything because I said what I said.
Perfect.
But yeah, like you said, I just wanted to touch on it. If you are doing well and you have honest, good intentions in terms of being a religious organization, like we said, we talked about it last time. If you have that goodness in your heart or however you want to live and you're not trying to harm anybody or swindle anybody or any of these things, I could care less.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, gives
you.
you purpose in your life and makes you happy, go for it. I got no qualms about that. It's when these other things happen, the one that I ranted for about 45 minutes about, that's when I get upset.
Yeah.
That's when I get angry.
I think that we're all in agreement that we're most angry about the establishment.
Yeah. Oh,
Establishment. What's that from?
I have no idea.
I think that's from American Dad. I think. I don't remember.
He's
what
going
it
to
was.
look it up.
he's going to look it up.
I'll have to look it
Xavier
up.
pull that up. No, but yeah, just don't want to blanket term anybody except for white supremacists. Fuck you.
Fuck you, white supremacists.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was worried about you.
Yeah, that was a test that Xavier
I was worried about you after earlier.
Thank
I was
God.
worried. I was like, he passed the test.
Dude, we gave him a layup and he just fucking nailed it.
Oh,
Stand down and stand by.
Mhm.
Swear to God, when he said that shit.
Oh man. Well,
What did you gain from
Yeah,
this,
what did you
Xavier?
gain? You
I-
hosted this. All of these questions you personally wrote.
Damn.
You said, guys,
You
I
said we
have an
have to do a
episode
part
idea.
two.
I have
Part
this
two.
idea.
I said, no.
Part 2. We're running with it. Okay.
Yeah.
No, tune in next week for part 3. No. We're done yelling for a
It's
while.
not done.
We're gonna yell about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did I gain it? Yeah, I think I gained a lot from our conversation.
Sickness overall.
Yeah, just disgust.
A cough.
Yeah.
Hate for your fellow man.
Hate for your fellow man, your neighbor.
Yeah.
Hate him.
Hate
Oh.
him.
Hate your neighbor.
Especially
Teach
the
the embrace
clowns.
the use your anger, Anakin. Use the AK-47, Anakin.
I think I don't know if there's anything that we could apply to the real world other than just be good.
Be better people.
We have a stronger hatred of the church now. I know.
Yeah, we're built up. We're coming.
I think we can leave it off at this.
Hating the church.
Be kind.
Oh,
Wow.
Love your brother
Yeah.
and sister.
Rewind.
Yeah. Rewind time. Somehow.
Simpler times. Simpler man. Just do the right thing. It's shitty sometimes, but it pays off in the end, I think.
Yeah.
I think you'd sleep better, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the world.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Just
let me
do
cry
the-
into my millions as a pasture.
Hey, Scrooge McDuck, motherfucker.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to our wonderful rant. Cale, I did it again. Where can we find you?
Well, if you want to find me, I'm on Instagram and TikTok at The Bearded Giant. You can find me there. I post videos of my basketball and some skits, pictures of my lovely wife, Deborah. And what else? What else do I normally promote?
The YouTube, I think.
Oh, we also have a YouTube channel where you can find us on youtube.com. Look for us at The Weekly Tall Talk. We also have some stuff coming out on another channel that we'll probably tell you about next week. But
Yes.
if you like watching us on YouTube, keep your eye out because we got some fun stuff coming up for you.
Oh, we're doing it.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, leave a comment if you can. It really helps the show.
At
Very
no
nice.
cost to you.
None whatsoever. Just your time, the sweet, precious time.
Your time
that your
and
Slipping away right now by the
the
second.
click finger.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking on that like button and clicking on that subscribe button.
Click it, bitch. Click it.
Click it or we'll click these guns.
Corey, how are we going to find you?
You can find me. Instagram is the only platform I have. I hate everything else.
Mm-hmm.
At Corey.Andre. That's COREY.ONDREY. You'd see my art, my dog Frank,
Ooh.
and whatever else I like posting on there. I usually respond to all the messages I get in a prompt manner, and I will get to yours next. We also have a communal Instagram page at the Weekly Tall Talk. Follow us there, reach out, give us some suggestions, and look forward to hearing from you. Xavier.
Yeah.
Get after it.
You know, we do have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
And we love for you guys to check it out.
Check it
It's
out.
patreon.com/Tall Tale Network. Check out our behind the scenes. We have tons of stuff we're putting out up there. Also,
And
if you would like to answer today's questions, please email us at talltailnetwork@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you all think about what we talked about.
yeah, because we talked about a lot of shit,
did.
and you
It was a
probably
lot.
got some pushback for us. Tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah, tell us why we're wrong.
We jumped a lot
And,
of places today.
Yeah. And then if you do tell us why we're wrong, we don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Leave that in the comments. We won't
Leave
read
it in
them.
the comments. We need the engagement.
Yeah.
But pipe it.
Yeah.
But-
Express your views on homeless people and why you don't think they should exist.
Yeah. I think I'm done.
As a societal problem.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
via a genocide against the poor, which I would do as Cale.
Gino bomb. Gino. Oh, fuck. No. I will also do that as Corey. I'll back you up, Cale.
This is
This is a war on homelessness.
We're taking back the streets.
And with that, we'll tell you later.